Today has not been a great day. My mother's still sort of in the hospital recovering. Natalie's teething. I was late getting here today. Everything I wanted to do in the house is still wet, so I can't touch it. Plaster specifically. And then I was trying to set up to do what I'm going to do, and I tripped and fell and cut myself and fell on a fan. So now I don't have one less fan to make it so things dry. And then everything I needed for this process was somewhere else on the property. So I swear it took me longer just to gather all the things to get to work than it probably will to work. So it's just one of those days where just like, I just want things to work well. Just give me one positive thing, something optimistic, something to look forward to. Come on, world. I'm sort of kidding, but that's sort of how I feel right now. And this thing that I'm doing today is starting to sand the walls because, well, they need sand. And before I do a skim coat. So I've got to sand the walls, which is going to make an atrocious mess, and I'm going to be covered in dust. So it's just not one of those days. On top of it, I also have another contact dermatitis again on my hand from the plaster itself. So that's, fun. I just had this itchy, annoying thing on my hand and my arm and so it's just one thing on top of the other. So I'm just going to put on my headphones, listen to a podcast. I'm listening to Revisionist History right now. I love Malcolm Gladwell. And try and get something accomplished.
right now we're at one of those positions in construction, reconstruction, that is the sort of difficult part, like emotionally difficult part, because there's lots of work to be done, but none of it gives results. So like I have things to do that have to get done, but they're not going to be finished until 5 steps from now, kind of thing. So this just emotionally exhausting like time where I'm having to work, I'm having lots of things to accomplish, but none of them actually garner direct sort of A to B results, is sort of emotionally demoralizing in many ways. It's so difficult to be motivated to work on something that you're not going to see a literal result from. And it's just a slog to get through this, but I have to get through it. There's no choice, because I can't get to B and C and everything else that has to get done. So like today I have to, well, I don't have to, but today I'm choosing to put plaster on the ceilings, because I'm not going to be able to be here tomorrow because Petra has a job interview. So I'm going to do this because that'll give it an extra day of drying time before I come back to be able to sort of complete any of the work. So that's nice, so be able to have we'll call it a day off. It's not really a day off, but we'll call it a day off. And then be able to come back and hopefully things are drier. And that's something that's also slowing down this process a lot as well, which is that a lot of the things take longer than they should to dry. I mean, it's not to say like the walls are damp or anything like that, but the lack of ventilation is making it so that things aren't drying as quickly as they would if there was better ventilation. So that's slowing me down a little bit too. There are lots of personal things going on that I probably could talk about, but I'm not sure how much you all need to know. But like, my mother's getting old, my mother's having difficulties, and the domino effect of that is that I might have to take a trip to the US to clean out her apartment, which then means I have to ship a bunch of stuff here because she has no need for it and I'm their only child at this point. And so that process of sort of like accepting that my mother is getting worse and getting older, that's by itself, that's hard. But then the process of having to ship everything back over here, that's hard also. Having to take time away from the house, having to take time away from Petra and Natalie, like these are all hard things that unfortunately are inevitable. I will have to do them at some point. The question is, do I have to do them soon, or will I have to do them 6 months, a year from now? I don't know, but they will have to be done, which is a weight on me, sort of a sense of obligation that it's a necessary thing, but the question is how, when, and unfortunately it will happen rather quickly whenever it does happen, probably. So, and then of course there's the amount of money that we're having to put in. We're putting so much money into this house and see no return because we can't be living here yet. So it's that my wife has never renovated a house or any place, so she's just like, oh, we're just dumping money in, and it's true, we are, but it's necessary, and it sucks, but it is the process. It is basically for a decent amount of time, you just keep dropping money in until you get to that point where it's like livable. But we keep running into things like we're still trying to deal with the water, the access to the water, which I still think is a basic human right. I don't know why they are giving us grief about that, but we're trying to get the access to water and sewage. And then just the permitting times, how long everything takes here to get achieved is shocking to me. So we'll see how quickly we can get this all worked out, because every every day that we're not in this house, we're continuing to pay rent and mortgage. And so we're trying to get in here as quickly as possible so as to save us money so that we could then put it into further renovations. But because the process takes so long here, and because there are so many so little barriers being put in our way, that it's just taking longer than we'd like, and therefore costing us more money than we would like. And I mean, this is nothing new. If you've ever done a renovation, everybody goes through this. It just sucks. There's nothing enjoyable about it. There's nothing fun about it. There's nothing like, oh, the silver lining. There's no silver lining. Like, we just gotta work through this slog of it, like just constant sort of like just sadness and depression. Not really, but like of just weight, just burdens and weights being placed on us of like, we have to get this done. We're too far in, can't walk away, can't back out, gotta get it completed. Not that those are options, but I'm just saying, like, it has to be done. So it's time to get to work. New trowel.